Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Wheel of Albums. Along with my brother Adam and our friend Jack, I am Justin. What we do here on Wheel of Albums is we spin a wheel, the 1001 albums you must hear before you die. Then we get back to you and we let you know if you think it's an album you must hear before you die. From Robert Dimery's book, 1001 Albums You Must Hear Before You Die. This week I spun the wheel and I got the Jimi Hendrix Experience's last album, their third album, from 1968, Electric Ladyland. I want to show you. Adam, what was your initial reaction on this one?
Is this the Hendrix album I really like? I can't remember. It's been a minute since I've listened to any Hendrix album. Kind of looking forward to finding out if this is the one I liked or not, and I'll let you know later. Let's dive in.
I've listened to Electric Ladyland many times in my life, along with Are You Experienced, and on a lesser scale, Axis Bold as Love, which that's a nice album too. This one has my three favorite Jimi Hendrix Experience songs on it: Voodoo Child, All Along the Watchtower, and the extremely superb Rise Down Traffic. Those three songs themselves are enough to hold any album. This is a tough album to go to listen to because it's so long, being a double album with so much stuff going on. We're going to look into a little bit more. Jack, what was your initial reaction on this one?
Jimi Hendrix, Electric Ladyland, 1968. I recognize the cover as being an 8-track tape that we had in our house. I don't remember listening to it very much. It may have melted. The 8-track player may have eaten it. I looked forward to it, even though Adam gave me a cautionary tale of saying, that album is all over the place. Get ready.
I kind of can just imagine like being in the studio when Hendrix takes over the production board and everyone's looking at him and it's like, Jimmy, are you experienced? And Jimi Hendrix is like,
I see what you mean, brother. Lay back and groove.
I don't know, but I'm going to give it a shot.
Nah, man, it's still raining.
Chas Chandler quits as producer on the record. Chas Chandler sounds like he's got himself a party name, but he said too much party in the studio.
So we have another cautionary tale of artists with free reign in the studio here.
You know, I think Hendrix could have used some help in bringing his ideas into port with at least some sort of co-producer that could rein in the experimentalism and the perfection that he was striving for on this album.
Jimi Hendrix let everybody and anybody come into the studio, and I've seen or read something that, one fun fact, Whitney Houston's mom sang background vocals on one of the songs.
Bassist Noel Redding remembers that there were so many people in the studio that you couldn't even move around. It was not a session at all. It was a party. You had all the members of Traffic, including Steve Winwood, Jack Cassidy from the Jefferson Airplane. Buddy Miles played drums on a couple songs. Al Cooper was there. Al Cooper seemed to be everywhere back in the 60s. And Jack's favorite swinger, Stephen Stills, was also there playing percussion.
And it just feels kind of chaotic and probably just a little bit drug-induced of what he was trying to do. All I can kind of think of is, in present-day terms, like Axl Rose and trying to strive for the perfect album on Chinese Democracy, or, Oasis's Be Here Now, that kind of chased for perfectionism, became kind of bloated and just too big for its own good when you're trying to do like 50 different takes of a song.
And that was the exact amount of takes it took for Mitch Mitchell and Jimi Hendrix to get down Gypsy Eyes.
So I will say this, that party atmospheres and multiple takes and difficult musical geniuses has led to a lot of producers quitting in studio on musicians, and then the musicians taking over after their producer has quit is in fact the number one leading cause of double albums, because nobody's telling them no anymore.
Basically, sometimes the best songs are the ones that are just done really quick, and from a track listing standpoint, the fact that All Along the Watchtower and Voodoo Child Slight Return are the last two tracks, I mean, it's a payoff if you can get that far and get to the finish line. But for me, you got to really try hard to get through side C to get there.
Jimi Hendrix and Eddie Kramer, and there is another engineer, and really explore the studio and take advantage of it and have great interest of it. You get long songs, you get weird stuff thrown in underneath here and there, you get right ear, left ear things, you get backmasking, you get the title or the initial track and The Gods Make Love, which doesn't really go anywhere, even though they're making love, sweet love. Talk to Anita Baker. I think Jimi Hendrix ultimately does a great job, though.
Very sprawling double album, which is what we get here at Electric Ladyland. One of the things Adam likes to do, I know a lot of, is take a double album and take out a paring knife and slice it down to a single album. Let's try to do that. What stays on Electric Ladyland and what goes bye-bye?
Paring down this very large double album into the following. Side A, we got Have You Ever Been to Electric Ladyland to start it out, followed by the awesome Crosstown Traffic, then Little Miss Strains, Gypsy Eyes, and then to end side A, I'm going with the very long Voodoo Child. And then for side B, I got Voodoo Child, Slight Return to kick it straight back in when you flip it over. And then House Burning Down, Burning of the Midnight Lamp, and to finish it off and to end the whole thing, All Along the Watchtower. How about you guys? Justin, Jack, what's your track listing, or what are you paring this down to if you go with the single album?
I am cutting this down to an 8-song album. And we're going to start the first side off with Burning of the Midnight Lamp. I like the way that starts things off. Straight into Crosstown Traffic, perhaps my favorite Hendrix song. And then we're going to back that with All Along the Watchtower. That's a good, nice 1-2 punch as the second and third song on the album. Then we're bringing in Come On Let the Good Times Roll, which I think is more superior than Gypsy Eyes, so that's going to get cut. And then we're going to end side 1, or side A, with House Burning Down. Flip that over. We're going to start things off with Have You Ever Been to Electric Ladyland? I know that sounds weird putting it on the second side, but I like starting off that second side because both Voodoo Chili or Voodoo Child, however you say that, and then you have to end with Voodoo Child Slight Return because that song is one of the best closers of all time. Now we're going to get a little gimmicky and we're going to include an extra EP for the first, 10,000 fans that buy the album. They get an EP called the Rainy Day EP. It's going to have the 2 Rain songs. Sandwiched in between will be 1983, A Merman I Should Be. And it's going to be a collector's item that, you'll be able to get on master deluxe packages down the road or whatever. But that's how we're going to go ahead and package Electric Ladyland. Jack, what do you have?
You always wonder, should I cut this down, or what would be my dream version of a single disc instead of a double vinyl? Well, here's mine. Well, you have to open with Have You Ever Been to Electric Ladyland? Then I'll go into Burning of the Midnight Lamp, Crosstown Traffic, my favorite song on the album, crazy, super phenomenal use of stereo and all kinds of sound effects going on there. After Crosstown Traffic, you go into Gypsy Eyes. Then Come On, Let the Good Times Roll, as used in the movie Over the Edge. And side 1 ends with House Burning Down. Side 2 opens up with 1983, A Merman I Should Turn to Be. Cover of All Along the Watchtower. And then the album wraps up, as it does naturally anyways, with Voodoo Child, Slight Return. That is my dream Electric Ladyland lineup, side 1, side 2.
All right, when we crunch the numbers each week, we like to give every song on the album a score of 1 to 10, and then divided that by the number of songs on the album. I gave Electric Ladyland the highest tally of around a 6.8, Adam a 6.3. Jack a little bit lower, the 4.8. He always keeps things grounded, as Adam likes to say. Then when we take a look at our 3 favorite songs on the album, All Along the Watchtower, Voodoo Child, Slight Return, Crosstown Traffic, all high marks. And then The Gods Made Love. Adam, let us know that may be the lowest song that we've rated yet.
Must you hear this double album of Electric Ladyland before you die? You have to. Here's a bona fide musical innovator, a genius, given free rein in the studio with a very creative engineer when the producer takes a hike, and he is laying it out there. He's letting his mind get expanded, sometimes for the good, sometimes for the bad, for better or for worse. This is a genius at work, and it's all caught on tape or vinyl or CD or digital. It's there just for Crosstown Traffic and All Along the Watchtower and Voodoo Child, Slight Return. That would have put it over. But you hear so much other aspects of what he's willing to experiment with, looking into to see if he can create something, different genres, different techniques on the guitar, different studio techniques. Yep, this is an easy call for me. You must listen to it before you die.
There are some really great points and some really great gems and some really great riffs and Hendrix doing his thing on this album. But I'm going to say that must you travel to Electric Ladyland before you die? I think overall, and this is a really hard decision, I'm going to say no. Every listen, you're going to find some really cool nugget of sound or appreciate what Jimmy was trying to do, although it just doesn't feel like he completely landed the plane on this, or it was a really rough trip with a lot of turbulence, and then he just smooth landing with the last two songs on the album.
All right, I'll make this real quick. Electric Ladyland, Must You Hear It Before You Die. The three songs that we've mentioned much of, Crosstown Traffic, Voodoo Child, and All Along the Watchtower, are enough to make any album listenable to. Can you do it with all those other 13 songs? Yes, you can. I mean, this is Hendrix doing his thing, his way, producing it, just letting it all out on the line right there. And you got to get yourself lost in it. At times it can be difficult, but they can also be rewarding. Electric Ladyland is very rewarding, especially if you're in the mood for some Jimi Hendrix. Adam, we're up to album 36. Give that wheel a tug, my man.
The wheel has been spun. And yes! It's Yes, with their 1973 album, Close to the Edge. And while it may be entitled Close to the Edge, some might argue that we're headed straight for the center.
Next time on Wheel of Albums.
Prog rock.